So Colorado is nuts. I mean, I knew that Bruzel was hunting around there and he was saying it was crazy, but we've got a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. Hi everyone, welcome to Highly Allocated Problems. My name's Jeff, and I 100% feel like Bruzel right now. I had a local, I'm going to call them a neighbor because we all kind of feel like neighbors here in Iowa, but a local neighbor named Bryce. So shout out to Bryce, who for work had to go out to Colorado, and we'd met through the channel, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to be in Colorado. Do you want me to look for anything? I'm going to be doing hunting anyways." And who am I to say no to someone potentially finding some rare bottles for me in a honey hole like Colorado currently is? So, good old Bryce, he just knocked it out of the park. Straight out of the park. I'm going to go into everything that I got and the prices that we paid. So that way, if you want to consider taking a trip to Colorado yourself and perhaps have an existential experience like Bruzel did here, hopefully you can match or beat the prices that we paid for these bottles in Colorado. So, let's get right into it. All right, let's start things off with some of these basics. I love these little 375s of Weller Special Reserve. I got this to put up on my shelf. They're never going to get opened, but these little things are so cute. And these were like, I don't know, 13, 15 bucks. So just have them. Of course, I'm going to get them. They're just so cool. I love little things like this. So if you're looking for these, they're out there. They're out there in Colorado. Like 15 bucks. All right, next, I got myself another Eagle Rare 12. That's right, Eagle Rare 12 is available in Colorado. Who would have thunk? I mean, I guess, given what we know now, I guess, of course it's available in Colorado. Why not? I think we paid just over $100, which is, that's still not great, but considering that most Eagle Rare 12s on secondary are going for $180, I'd say we did pretty good here. Plus, I was just trying to get one as cheap as I could because this is for the giveaway. So this is the giveaway bottle. For me, it's, if I'm going to be giving it away, I want to get priced in pretty well. So here it is. This might be one of your Eagle Rare 12, direct from Colorado. All right, next is Stagg. Got this Stagg 26A. Yeah, it was like 68 bucks, 70 bucks. And I say that you pay $125 or less for every Stagg 25 or 26, maybe even some 24s, who knows. But right now, 125 bucks or less for a Stagg is exactly where you want to be for a secondary pricing. And so getting in at 68 to $70, this is also a giveaway. This is the 26A that'll be in the giveaway. Now I just need to find a 25D. All right. E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. I love these. These are some of my favorite from, the whole E.H. Taylor line. Barrel Proof is my favorite. This was $100. Ridiculous. Antique 107, I can't pass it up. I literally can't pass it up. It's one of my favorites. 70 bucks. It's ridiculous. 70 bucks. And this is just the one store. They had them at pretty much all the stores for about 70 bucks. So it's not like, oh, I was clearing out stores. Absolutely not. It was just, if it was in limit 1 or 2, I got my limit. That's all I needed was 2, and we moved on. I was done shopping pretty early. Man, that was great find. Great find. And it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there. All right, we had to get some foolproof. Same thing. I think this was like 70, 80 bucks each. Like, and they're all limit 1 for the most part. I think for the Colorado's getting wise. So around the Bruzel time, and as the word was kind of getting out, people were showing up and buying cases of CYPB, foolproof, single barrel. They were just buying cases of it. And I think the stores have gotten wise to that they know they were just turning around and putting those on secondary, which is exactly what we were seeing, is that people were just flooding the market with everything they were getting in Colorado by the case. So stores are getting wiser. So they're selling them by either single, or they're doing, limit 2. Sometimes they raise the price, and then if you buy a store pick or something like that, then you get the Wellers at their MSRP, which is, absolutely fine. To me, I think that's absolutely fair. Support the store and get exactly what you want at the price that you want. I think that's fair. That's just me. That's my opinion. On to the next. I have seen CYPB in the wild. It was always $300. I had never seen a Weller single barrel in the wild. I've seen pictures at, Buffalo Trace when they do a drop. I've seen people getting, drops at Binny's in Illinois and stuff like that. And I was always just jealous of that. So I'd never seen one in the wild. And they were always expensive. 70 bucks. Limit 1, 70 bucks. I have to shout out to Bryce, is that they were down to 1, and I tried to convince him to buy it for himself to complete his rainbow, and he generously let me buy this one, and he would look for another one. But he was okay this trip as well. He got a lot of stuff as well this trip as well. So I appreciated the fact that he let me get my rainbow complete. But 70 bucks, just like the whole market, it's like the whole market doesn't exist in Colorado. It just doesn't exist. All right. It's complete. The last Infinity Stone, the CYPB, this was the one that I was worried about the most getting for my rainbow, because they have always been super, super expensive. Always been super expensive. $300 plus all the time. And I know that Buffalo Trace just did a CYPB drop for Father's Day, which that was awesome to see. That was really cool. I think it probably wasn't the best release because of how many people had to be there in line, and the lines went out to the street, and people were complaining about their neighborhoods being overrun by parked cars, and they need to figure that out somehow. I don't have a suggestion, but they need to figure that out for everyone. But I was able to get this for $130, and I don't mind that at all. Is it more than MSRP? Absolutely. But at, $170 plus less than the secondary market for these, there was an instant buy. Instant buy. And Bryce got one too. So he's okay. and he's priced in really, really well on this. The only way you could get better is if you got it at MSRP at the distillery for Father's Day, and you know, I think 130 bucks is unheard of. So that is fantastic. I've got my final thoughts. So my final thoughts, get your ass to Colorado. Fly into Denver, go to Colorado Springs, go wherever you've got to, and just get your ass there. You could just trip over all this stuff. You know, I was talking to Bryce about it while he was there, and every store has Weller. Every store has E.H. Taylor. Not every store has Stagg or Eagle Rare 12, but a lot of them do. So you have to do a little bit of hunting for that. It's whether they're going to have the single barrel or CYPB as their special kind of maybe limited supply in Colorado. That's right. I just said that these two are going to be the things that are limited supply, and Antique 107 and Full Proof are just raining from the sky. I hope that this is a sign of what's to come for distribution for Weller for the rest of the country, and that Colorado isn't just a test market to whet everyone's appetite. I hope it's a sign of things to come. The pricing was fantastic. Sure, there's stores that need to make money, and I can appreciate that. But even then, they're not super gouging people. Like, they could be putting full secondary pricing on everything, and it would still sell. But I really appreciate that a lot of stores are just selling it to people that want to get it, selling it for MSRP. Everyone's making money. Everyone's being happy that they're getting what they need and what they want, and they can enjoy. So, apologize, my dog's barking, but just makes me super happy. I really appreciate, again, shout out to Bryce. Shout out to Bryce for including me on his hunt and letting me kind of live vicariously through him and get all the things that I wanted to get, and at great prices. And that's the name of the game, is getting priced in on these things that we want to get. So, get your ass to Colorado. Get yourself some of those sought after bottles and complete those rainbows. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Don't forget, we're giving away the Eagle Rare 12 that you saw in this video, the Stagg 26A that you saw in this video, a Stagg 25D that'll probably come from Colorado in all likelihood, and a Russell's Reserve 13 Batch 6 at 2,000 subscribers. I appreciate all of your support. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later. See ya.